Hey, what's up guys, this is Commander Doggo, welcome back to Starbase, and today I'm going to be giving away my Banshee, the 3k ship that I used a few tournaments ago. It's actually been a little bit upgraded now, it's about 3.6k, a bit more armor. I'm going to be giving this away for free, and my reason for doing so is because I haven't given away a decent turret in a long time. All the old free blueprints I gave away, those turrets were much bigger and obsolete and nowhere near as good as these ones now. And I thought I might as well give away at least one of my newer ones that are smaller and better, because I've already improved the turrets a lot since this design. This design is actually obsolete now. I have better turrets, I have better ships to go with them. But I think this ship is still pretty decent. I still use it today in PvP, and it's quite a good all-rounder, and it's just a good introduction to solid fast mouse aim for anyone who wants to build their own turret ships. Use it for reference, or use it for inspiration, or just to play around with it, your choice. And I don't normally give away my later ships as well, because I don't think it's good for the designer market, because there are still designers who like to sell their ships, and I don't like to step on their shoes. And like I said, it's not my latest and greatest anymore, so I might as well give this one away. And people in the Discord do complain still sometimes how bad turrets are, and I thought, you know, if I give away at least one decent one for them to use, that would be okay. Okay, so let's get into the setup guide. Okay, so once you've downloaded and copied the blueprint, I'll link a tutorial in the video of someone's tutorial on how to do that. But once you've got the blueprint, you will have to set custom key bindings for the ship, because like shown here, the ship has custom thrusters that have nothing to do with the FCU system, because I like to manually just have manual thrusters for moving left, up, down, right, because they fire at higher speed when you do it manually, so it's better for tournaments if you want to keep it more efficient and fast, to just have manual levers. So we'll have some manual levers to set up. Okay, so we'll go into the test mode and we want to enter the ship. So to enter the ship, there's no button either. You have to look at the two hinges on the side, open your universal tool, turn exit to 1, and now you can enter the ship, sit in the chair, and now we will set up the key bindings. But before that, you can have a look at the controls here. We have the exit here, you can't even see it, but if you press that off and on, that opens and closes the door, and then you can just press F to leave your seat when the door is open. We have the fire button there. We have our progress bars, which are also quite hard to see because they're down below. We have the transponder there, you want to turn it off probably. We have power save button, that just puts the ship in, makes the ship use less power. Yeah, and that's about it when we've got loads of levers. And then next we need to, oh yeah, and then we have the rocket button that shoots rockets. And another, I think that's about it. The YOLO on the sides of both the seat, that's all for the rockets only. And we have all the levers as well. Okay, so that's all the controls. We're going to go into key bindings, custom key bindings, and set this all up. Okay, so first off, if you want to have mouse aim in any ship, you need to unbind the defaults yaw and pitch controls. And to do this, we want to set automatic. So when we set automatic on the key bindings, after we set automatic and we make any change whatsoever to the key bindings, that will create a new custom key binding set. So now that we're set to automatic and we're going to create a new custom key binding set, we're going to scroll down and find the excuse me, we're going to find the FCU controls for the pitch and the yaw. And we're just going to unbind those by clicking on those, left clicking on those, and holding the ESC key. And that will unbind those. I'm not even sure you have to unbind these, but I'll do that anyway for mouse controlled ships, just less confusing. Okay, so now that these are unbinded, you can't control the ship's pitch and yaw with FCU yaw or FCU pitch anymore. But I have my own levers called rotational pitch and rotational yaw. You can name them whatever you want, these are just my own levers. And we're going to bind those to what we just had for the FCU controls. So we're going to bind the FCU pitch to plus to W, FCU pitch minus to S. So now we press W to go up, S to go down. FCU yaw plus will be D, FCU yaw minus will be A. So we can now move left and right, up, down. So any ship with mouse controlled turrets, you have to replace the FCU, yaw and pitch in both the flight control computer with something else and your own levers, and then you just have to unbind the default FCU, pitch and yaw. So you can use that with the C system, like here when you press C, because that yellow grid when you press C and you move the mouse around, that's always going to use the FCU pitch and FCU yaw regardless of what the key bindings do, so that's why we have to unbind those and set our own controls for the ship movement. Okay, so next up you want to set up a key binding for rockets. I just put the middle mouse button there, so now when I hold the middle mouse button it shoots rockets. You don't have to use these rockets, they're a bit glitchy and they don't really work well in Starbase. Even if they hit the opponent, it doesn't really do any damage for some reason unless they're stationary. They're a bit glitchy, so you don't have to use those. So next up we're going to set the manual levers. So I've got some manual levers, which is just yaw left. And we're going to set yaw left. It might automatically have something there, but we're going to change it anyway. So yaw left plus should be A. And yaw left minus should be D. And then yaw right plus should be D. And yaw right minus should be A. Okay, next up we need to set the manual levers for rolling and for pitching. So these manual levers are just some manual maneuver thrusters that help it be a bit more faster. Okay, so next up we'll find pitch or roll first. We'll do the roll first. So roll left plus, we'll set that to Q. Roll left minus, set that to E. Roll right plus should be E. Roll right minus should be Q. Now lastly we can find the pitch. Pitch up plus should be W, pitch up minus should be S, pitch down plus should be S, pitch down minus should be W. And lastly, fire should be space. That will fire all the weapons. And that's about it. So we have a lot of custom key bindings for all of my ships. That's why I generally don't like to give away ships, because they're just a nuisance to set up. But yeah, you just have to unbind the FCU controls for the pitch and the yaw, so that can be used by the turret's mouse aim, and set up the manual controls for flying, and away you go. Okay, so this ship is very expensive. It does use mostly tier 3 parts and expensive materials. You have to change that if you want to hope to buy this on the live server. It's mostly just for PTU, fighting and testing. And if we have a look inside, naturally the turrets converge a small bit because they are quite wide, as you can see the turrets. If you want the turrets to converge more, you need to find the yellow of the turrets, which is here, this bottom chip here. And where it says minus 49 there on the top, if you lessen that value it will converge more. If you heighten that value it will converge less. So 50 being completely neutral and facing forward. I have it set to 49 by default, so both turrets face inwards by 1 degree, so they converge roughly about 500 meters. If we set that really low, 47, 45, you can set that really low, 20 just to show you, and we do the other side as well. We set that to 20, and then we enter the test mode. They will converge a lot. Let's have a look. There we go, see it converges. But you don't have to edit that, it's already set on the best setting. But if you want to converge it more, that's how you do it. If you leave the ship alone and you go somewhere and then it enters the LOD state and then you come back to it, the turrets will probably break. I do have a way to counter this to stop that from happening, but it's not on this ship. You basically have to reset the turrets to the default position if you want to stop that from happening, which I don't have here. But yeah, that's about it. If you want to use the turrets, you can rip them out. They're just made up of all the turntables, the 3 YOLO chips, and power relay, and or was it network relay? Can't remember the name of it. That's all the turret is made out of. You can delete the rest of the ship if you wanted to and just keep the turrets and do your own little thing, rip the turrets out, use it for yourself. And here we have the autocannon variant. I'll give you two variants. This is the autocannon variant. The autocannon variant has a few more thrusters, it's a bit cheaper, but it runs out of ammo really quickly, because even though it does have two large ammo crates just like the plasma, the autocannon ammo crates run out insanely quickly for some reason, so you only have enough ammo really to take out maybe 2 fighters tops, so I don't know, you might have to add more ammo to this one. So yeah, that's it. Have fun with it. Use this ship for reference, take the turrets out if you want to, or just fly around on the PTU, shoot some people. Make it cheaper if you want to buy it on the live server and you're not rich, and have fun. Okay, so I've got a lot of projects coming up, new turrets, new ships, mostly for tournaments because I just have more fun designing ships for tournaments, but I do have some other projects that I have been working on for a long time, but I've just left them unfinished. Well, eventually I'll get some of those done and I'll show you those as well. Until then, thanks for watching, hope you enjoy, have fun with this new ship.